Hello and welcome to Coding for Kids. In this episode, we're going to look at different types of data that you'll find in Python. There are three main types of data that you'll find, two of which will work with numbers, one of which will work with numbers and text. Let's take a look. So I've just opened my Python idle and it's brought me to this page. We're going to be experimenting with different types of data, so I'm going to open another file because we're going to want more than one line of code. So I'm going to go File, New File. Now we'll open this one. Firstly, we'll look at normal data. This is the default data you'll find in Python. So if I go print, hello, correct syntax, save that. Data type, data. If I run this, it'll work. So this is an str or a string. So I'm just commenting. This is an str data type, or also called a string. This is the main type of data for use that gets used with text, and this is what is used for almost all text. I can then go print str9. Save that. And if I run this, it will print 9, but not as a number, it will print it as a word. And so this is useful for not accidentally doing maths when you don't want to. So that's the first data type. So what I'll do is I'll comment this out. The second data type is an integer, and this is used for numbers. Any whole number, negative or positive, is you use an integer for. So if I go print integer 9, you won't see much difference. Remember, you've got to save it every time you want to run it. You won't see much difference in here, but this has actually got the characteristics of a number instead of characteristics of a word, as we did before. So now we can do maths with this. This is also useful for if we're getting input from the user, whether we want their input to be an integer or a string. This is incredibly useful. So I'll just write a quick comment. This is an int, that's the word. The data type, also called an integer. So this is just for positive and negative whole numbers. So the last type of data that we're going to look at is called a float. A float is for negative or positive numbers that can be fractional or decimal. So that means numbers that aren't nice and round or aren't whole numbers. So if I go print, it's called float, so float 9. Save that. Run this. 9.0. Because I haven't given it any extra information in here, then this is what this is, basically. 9.0, because there's no extra information here. Later on, we're going to look at how we can use this in maths in a following tutorial. But for now, you just need to know that string means it's a word, integer means it's a number that's a whole number, positive or negative, and a float is a number that's a decimal, and will always have a decimal even if it's a round number. Thank you for watching this episode of Coding for Kids. I hope to see you in the next tutorial.